Hey everyone, I hope you're well and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I filmed like a festive but natural makeup tutorial because I know last year I filmed a bit more of a glam makeup tutorial. If you do enjoy today's video guys, please do make sure to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, and yeah, let's get into it. So I've already prepped and primed my skin using my skincare. I haven't actually used a primer yet, but the primer I'm going to use is the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow. I really like this primer. It just leaves your skin looking so glowy and so dewy, and you can see it underneath your foundation. It's not as intense as say the iconic London drops, but it just adds a really nice glow and leaves your skin feeling really hydrated and moisturised. I've also already done my brows just to save us a bit of time because I never really do them on camera anyway, and I literally do the same thing, use the same products every single time. I use my Revolution pomade in the shade medium brown. For foundation, I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match foundation. This is one of my favourite foundations. I wear the shade 1D, 1.D/1.W, this shade here. It's a really nice foundation. It's not too pink. I found that when I used to use this foundation, it was quite pink because I had the wrong shade. And it was really pink, but this one isn't too pink. So I'm just going to take that on an angled brush and just start blending that into my skin, just as I normally would. I'm using a brush because, again, this isn't a very high coverage foundation. It has a medium buildable coverage, but because it's not like a full coverage, I'm just taking a brush to make sure the beauty blender wouldn't suck up all the product. I honestly cannot believe when you're seeing this, it's like 6 days till Christmas because this comes out on Sunday. And obviously Christmas is on Saturday. I honestly can't believe how quickly the year has gone. So I've just finished blending my foundation in. I'm now going to move on to concealer. The concealer I've been loving at the moment is the NARS Creamy Concealer in a shade Chantilly. This is a light one. It is really running out, like really badly, so I'm going to have to try and get as much out as I can. I really need to buy new concealers. There's one thing in my drawer, like in my makeup drawers, that I've realised I really need is concealer. But I'm just putting that in all the normal places, so on my chin, under my eyes, a little bit on my forehead and a little bit on my nose. I'm then going to take that same brush to make sure that it all blends together properly. But I really like this concealer. It's not too dry and it just brightens everything up so much because I use a lighter shade than my actual skin tone because I prefer a lighter under eye. As you can see, it just brightens your whole face up really. And then I'm just going to continue blending that out until it's all blended together. I've also just gone and put that concealer over my eyes just to act as a base for the eyeshadow I'm about to do. The palette I'm going to use for my eyeshadow is a MAC palette. I got it a couple of years ago now. But it's called Burgundy x9. It's one of their palettes that they have like 9 shadows in each. But it's just beautiful, full of nice festive colours. So I thought we could come on here and do a bit more of a natural look because I know last year I did like a bold red lip. But I feel like this year we can do, maybe focus a bit more on the eyes. But nothing too crazy, something really natural. First going to take the middle shade at the top here, just to act as like a transition shade, just to start blending the colours in really. As you can see, that colour adds something, but not a lot. So it's just going to act as a nice in-betweener colour for us to blend the other shadows around. This is going to be a very natural look, as I said, something you can kind of wear every day if you wanted to, if you feel like you want to wear eyeshadow every day. But we're going to add a bit of glitter just to show a bit more like Christmas spirit, I guess. I don't know, I always find that with Christmas looks you do add a bit more glitter and a bit more like boldness, like a red lip or something. I'm going to move over to the next shade along, which is it's a darker, more like neutral tone, and I'm just going to take that and start pressing it on the outer corner just to add a bit of depth. As you can see, this colour adds a bit of depth, but nothing too crazy, like it's not too dark to the point where you couldn't wear it every day. Just adds a bit of depth and definition to the eyes. I'm now going to move on to the shade at the bottom, which is a bit darker than the other two, but a bit more like pinky coloured, I guess. I'm just going to use that, and again, keeping it really focused on the outer corner, because, as I said over and over, I want this to be quite wearable, and I feel like if we put too much dark colours, it's not going to be very wearable. Some people don't feel comfortable wearing colours that dark, so I'm just keeping it very simple and very natural. Now that all the matte colours are blended quite nicely, I do want to add the shimmer, which is this one here. I feel like it's the lightest one in the palette, so it'll be more wearable. I'm just going to apply that on like a packer brush, just to ensure we get the most product possible. And I'm going to place that on the inner corner of my eye, moving forward to the middle. Just to add a bit of pop of sparkle. I'm going to wet my brush because I don't think that's coming out very well. I'm just going to spray it with some setting spray. That's a lot better already. I'm just going to do the same for the other eye, just to add a bit of glitter from the palette, just to make it pop a bit more. And it also kind of lightens it up a bit because the shimmer is lighter than the other shades we've got on our lid. It just is a bit easier. Also, all the colours in this palette, obviously you can find them elsewhere. Like, I have a lot of like neutral palettes from like Morphe and like Rimmel that would have exactly the same shades in them. This is just a palette I've been reaching for at the minute. I've been using these shades a lot. Like, I used it on my mum the other day for her Christmas party and I just really liked it. So I thought I'd use it today, as I feel like it looks really festive and really cute. I'm now going to move back to my face makeup, so I'm going to apply blush, bronzer, everything else there is to apply really. I'm first of all going to bronze. I was going to cream bronze and blush today, but I'm just not really feeling it because I feel like my base is quite dry. So I'm going to use the Vive Modern Bronzer Bronzing Duo. This is the medium one, so the shades are medium 1 and medium 2. I'm going to use medium 1, which is this shade here. And I'm just going to take that really lightly because it is a really pigmented product. And again, same as last time, keeping it really high, just to create that lifted look rather than rounded look, which can be unflattering on some people. I find it looks really unflattering on me because my bronzer will just be like down here and it just doesn't look good. And I'm also blending that into my eyeshadow just so everything blends really seamlessly. And I'm just going to build it up until I'm happy with the colour. I'm bronzing in all my normal places, on my forehead, my cheeks, on my nose and a bit under my chin. Now that I'm happy with my bronzer, I'm now going to move on to blush. I'm also using a Vive blush, which again is by Jamie Genevieve. I watch her videos all the time and I really like them, so obviously I bought her makeup and I really like it. I'm using the shade Cherub. It's a really nice like pinky, but it's got like a red undertone, I'd say. It's got a bit of shimmer in there. It's not as bright as it's showing up on camera, but I really like it and I feel like they're quite buildable, so you can start off with something subtle and then build up to something a bit more bright if you wanted to. I'm just going to take a little bit, so I'm just taking my Wilco brush again. I'm going to tap it off. And again, keeping my blush really high. I think you can see better on the skin that it does have a bit of a red. I don't know why I think it's red. It's obviously pink, but I feel like it's a bit, it's not like a pink, it has a bit of like a different undertone, if that makes sense. I'm just keeping that really high again. A little bit on my nose and a bit on my forehead, nothing crazy. And you can just see like the sheen your skin has, even though you've literally just put powder on it. It's crazy. It doesn't like mattify, it doesn't look dry, it looks more glowy if anything. I'm now going to move on to highlighter. The highlighter I'm going to use is the Illamasqua highlighter. This is the Beyond Powder highlighting powder in the shade OMG, and it's a really beautiful colour, nice gold undertone. And I'm just going to take the fan brush from MAC and just apply that to the high points of my cheeks. I'm really not using a lot because it is very pigmented, as you can probably see. I feel like highlighters, again, I said this in so many previous videos, but they just speak for themselves. That you can tell how good a highlighter looks by just looking at someone's face. This also doesn't leave a cast either, which is really nice, because sometimes when a highlighter is that like white, you find that it will leave a cast, but this one really doesn't. So again, just putting that on tops of my cheeks, on my nose, a little bit on my cupid's bow, and on the high points of my forehead, just to add a bit of glow. I feel like I've done my makeup in a really weird order today, but I'm now going to go in and powder with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm just going to add a little bit because my face is quite dry anyway. I'm just going to apply it underneath my eyes. Just in the normal places I would powder really, but I'm making sure to keep a really light hand. I don't want to add too much at all. So my normal places are my forehead, down my nose, under my eyes and around my mouth. I feel like those are the places my makeup moves first. And the bit underneath where I've like highlighted, contoured and blushed. Just to make sure everything has some sort of powder on top of it. I find that the blush and bronzer will keep my foundation in place that's underneath. And obviously your under eyes have nothing on them and your forehead mostly doesn't wear a powder anyway. And underneath where you blush and bronze never has any kind of powder sitting on it. That's why I apply the powder to the places I apply powder. I'm now going to go with mascara. I'm not going to put lashes on today because I do want to keep this as natural as possible. The mascara I'm going to use today is the Bad Girl Bang by Benefit, another one of my favourite mascaras. And I'm just going to load my lashes up with this mascara. It's really, really nice, really lengthening. And it's really, really black, so you get what you ask for, really. I have just applied that to both my top and bottom lashes. I don't usually wear bottom lash mascara, but I feel like because I haven't put any sort of eyeshadow underneath my eyes, it's only right to put a bit of mascara on there. The lip liner I'm going to use, I actually got in my advent calendar today, so I actually have the Glossy Box advent calendar. And this is a Steve Laurent, and this is the lip liner in the shade Uptown. And it's a really nice brownie shade, so I'm going to use this to line my lips. I'm just lining my natural shape. As you can see, it's a really nice like brownie nude lip liner. I have used a lip liner from this brand before and it was a bit more of a berry colour and I really, really liked it. I'm now going to find a gloss that I think will go nice with this lip liner. Make this a bit more festive again. I'm going to add the Charlotte Tilbury, I always forget what this is called. It's the like glitter lip gloss. I honestly don't know what it's called. I'm pretty sure it only comes out at Christmas. But this is in the shade Pillow Talk and it just has a bit of like glitter in it, so it looks really nice. I'm just going to use that to blend my lip liner out as well. That is all for today's video, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do make sure to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you very, very soon with another video. Bye, guys.